What's good, y'all? Today we speaking on a classic fucking movie right here, B. One of my favorites, personally. A hood movie that's not so hood, if you will. You know what I mean? Today, we talking about The Wood. Pause. I fuck with this movie heavy right here, because it's like one of those movies that show you, like, about the hood. It's like a different, like, I don't know, like a different vision of the hood, but not from the hoodest perspective ever, if you will. You know what I mean? Like, motherfuckers could talk about hood shit, right? Without, doing gangster stuff. It's like none of these niggas is gangster right here, bro. None of them. But it's cool because they from the hood and they just regular, kids coming up. But this right here is a real good, like, I guess, version of a hood movie without all the unnecessary violence and all the crazy shit. It shows you that a hood movie don't gotta be so, so drenched in fucking violence and all the crazy stuff. You see what I'm saying? It's kind of like Friday a little bit, but just vision differently with more success, if you will. But without further ado, let's get into it. Now, first we got Mike right here. Now, this motherfucker, this is like the young Mike. It's like we gonna talk about the young and the older versions of him. You know what I mean? So just follow me. Stay with me. Now, like I said, this is Mike. This is young Mike. This motherfucker came from Winston-Salem, North Carolina. I like sports, and that's it. But yeah, real talk though. This motherfucker, he came up from North Carolina. He's always moving around, shit like that. He don't really got a lot of friends and shit like that. And he's always with his moms and like his little brother. His moms is actually Ace Boogie moms from Paid in Full. You know what I mean? Fun fact. But yeah, so now this motherfucker, he chilling. He found friends like Slim and Rollin and all that. And they basically tell him to go play booty tag. You know what I mean? If you know, you know. He went to go play booty tag, but only this time the girl ain't in on the game. You see what I'm saying? So he went, boop, touched the butt. She rocked him. Bow! Clocked him right in the shit. You know what I mean? Straight clocked the nigga. So now she like, and I will tell my brother. So now this nigga right here, right, he all sweating bullets, scared and shit, because nigga said Stacy was a blood, you know what I mean? Not like her brother was blood, you know what I mean? He homie. So basically, this nigga, he's trying to run out of there at 3 o'clock because bro scared. He don't want to get it on with the big brother. The nigga end up seeing the big brother. He clocks the big brother, but the nigga eat that shit. He like, fuck, this little nigga just hit me. And then boop, just start beating the shit out of him, right? So now the girl, or whatever, Alicia, that's her name, Alicia, she break it up. She's like, stop it, Stacy, I said stop, or whatever. So she breaks up the whole shit or whatever the case is. And now this nigga over here holding his mouth and shit, he trying to say sorry. But, you know what I mean? He basically proved himself that he could kind of handle the hood. So now throughout the rest of the movie, Mike is pretty much proving himself, young Mike, he's pretty much proving himself, like, you know what I mean, getting girls with his mans and all that, and going to dances and, you know what I mean, kind of facing his fears, learning to dance, getting to dance with Alicia because that's his little crush he like and all that. Stacy and them, they end up getting into some type of, like, you know what I mean, some type of, robbery thing and all that. This motherfucker, he proved himself, he hold it down. He ain't scared of the cops and nothing like that. He wasn't on no tough guy shit, but he stood his ground a little bit. He coughed and shit and like that and, kind of got them out of the situation. Basically, bro had heart compared to a lot of other motherfuckers. You see what I'm saying? So, Mike proved himself. Next, we got Young Roland. Now, Young Roland, this motherfucker just nasty. You know what I mean? All he want to do is get cheeks, bro. All this nigga do is think about cheeks. I ain't even gonna hold you, bro. Bro is like on some freaky timing. You know what I mean? He on Diddy timing. It's like, all this nigga do, he just be running down on girls all the time. Bro always want cheeks. I ain't gonna lie to you. You know what I mean? But at that age, as a young man, you know what I mean? Who wasn't? You know what I mean? Roland is fake funny because I ain't gonna front. When they got into the fight with Stacy and shit like that, this nigga didn't want no smoke. Like, he was backing up, like he was scared and shit like that. Like, he didn't want no smoke at all. Nigga, Stacy looked at him, that nigga, he just walked the fuck off, B. Nigga was scared. But I did fuck with the character, though. He was definitely a funny motherfucker. He was definitely needed. Next, we got Slim, or Laminio, which is a weird-ass name. This nigga was definitely needed in this motherfucking movie, too. He was definitely a comic relief character, if you will. Even the older version, too. You see what I'm saying? Bro was wild funny for no reason. They in the class, niggas like, what page is page 17 on? Like, nigga, she just said 17. This nigga's a dickhead, bro. Like, don't worry, I'll find it. This motherfucker's stupid. Like, off rip, when Mike was like, I like sports and that's it. This nigga said, I like sports and that's it. He's already fucking with the nigga, but he's showing you like, yeah, like, you know what I mean? We cool though. I fuck with you, B. He was definitely a real, I guess like a comic relief character, if you will. You know what I mean? The whole movie is pretty fucking funny to me, but you know what I mean? It is what it is. It's definitely a good fucking movie. His character was needed. I fuck with his character. He always has some funny shit to say. Even when they was doing the robbery shit, bro was trying to bust Stacy in the head type shit with a soda and all that so they could get up out of there because they was fake scared. The fucking Stacy mans ended up pulling up behind him and shit, tapped him on the shoulder. This nigga got scared. Like, bro was mad funny. Next, we got Alicia. Now, Alicia right here, this motherfucker, I forgot what her real name is, but this lady right here plays young-ass characters all the time. This motherfucker could play a 14-year-old at fucking 40. I don't know, B. She's the definition of black don't crack. I just want to say that. But anywho, she ended up basically, like I said before, End up getting my son Mike beat up by her brother and all that. But she ended up wanting to give Mike some cheeks later on, like, you know, because they went from, like, you know, a certain type of school. Like, I think it was like middle school to like high school and shit like that, because they kind of like grew up together in a way. You see what I'm saying? Because Mike never ended up moving. He ended up staying there because the moms, you know what I mean, Ace Boogie moms, got a good job and all that, right? But she was basically into Mike the whole time after he stood up to her brother and shit like that. You know what I mean? Like, he's showing he could prove himself and all that. So now Mike is trying to be romantic. He all into her and everything like that, right? She into him. But they end up getting, like, you know, different boyfriends, different girlfriends and all that. But she was fake hating on Mike's little date or whatever to the prom and all that later on in the movie and shit like that. They end up getting together, you know what I mean? They end up doing it and all that, you know what I mean? And, you know what I mean? My boy got some cheeks. But he ain't tell Roland and Slim that he got cheeks until one of them got it, because they basically was betting on who gonna get the cheeks first. You see what I'm saying? And he respected Alicia, so he didn't want to bet on her and all that, because he saw what happened the last time when he ended up, you know what I mean, they bet $1 that he wouldn't touch Alicia's cheeks. He ended up going to do it, playing booty tag low-key, but without her knowing, he ended up getting rocked in the eye. So I guess he learned his lesson, you know what I mean? He had respect for Alicia. And I ain't going for Alicia respecting Mike, you know what I mean? They was good together. They was a good little couple and all that. And then I guess they end up like, drifting apart, I guess, if you will, later on in life. And this right here is Stacy. This was the brother that basically beat up Mike. As you can see, he in the car with him and shit like that. This is after he beat up Mike, you know what I mean? This is like during the little robbery thing and all that. Basically, he ended up getting them off the hook when he called so the cops could leave and shit. And his man's in the back crying, "Come on, Stacy, shut up, man." Crying and shit like a little bitch. But he was super gangster in the motherfucking store trying to rob the people and all that. That's crazy, right? So now he basically want to talk to Mike and shit. He like, "Yeah, yo, you like my sister?" You know what I mean? He hollering at him and all that, trying to hear what he got to say and all that. Because it's like, yo, you over here trying to be in my sister's face. It's like, you really fuck with her for real or nah? You know what I mean? But whole time, this nigga Mike fake in love with Alicia and all that. So he basically telling him what kind of song she like the If This World Were Mine by Luther Vandross and all that. If it play, get you a dance and all that. So bro actually did what he told him. And the nigga at the end of the dance and all that, right? Because he was outside to go pick up Alicia, right? And he still had his mans in the backseat pole, because the nigga said, "Get your crybaby ass in the back." You know what I mean? Nigga was barking at him and shit like that. You know what I mean? Because he was tight, because the nigga moved like a little bitch. But Stacy was outside. He like, "Yeah, nigga," like, you know what I mean? Because he was hyped for him, because Alicia ended up writing her number in the nigga Mike hand, you know what I mean? That was back in the day. You know, niggas ain't had iPhones and all that. But it was like a real big brother moment, kind of, sort of, if you will, because even though he not his big brother, he older than him, you see what I'm saying? Bro was hyped that my son Mike about to, you know what I mean, really fall in love. He about to get, you know, his love and all that. But yeah, Mike getting Stacy's basically approval and respect was definitely important for Mike to learn lessons inside of the hood, you know what I mean? It definitely worked out for him. He was a real good addition to the movie, and it was really, really needed, if you ask me. Now, this right here is all of them grown up. Now, this is Big Mike right here. This older Mike, you know what I mean? Played by Omar Epps, otherwise known as Q, because that nigga Q in every fucking movie, you know what I mean? But, yeah, this nigga, you know, he doing well for himself, living his life, you know what I mean? Living comfortably, doing what he do, right? You know what I mean? Having a good little time with his life and shit like that. But he still was missing Alicia, if you will, you know what I mean? Because Alicia ended up moving away and shit. So, you know, that was his love, his first love. Now, right here, we got older Roland right here. This is Big Roland, played by Tay Diggs, as you see. You know what I mean? Now, this motherfucker right here is supposed to get married to Lisa Ray. This nigga ends up basically crying and shit like that and bugging out, getting drunk, go find his whole ex-girlfriend and all, smacking her on the ass and everything, because this motherfucker is scared to get married. That's crazy. So these two niggas, this is Big Slim, by the way. This is older Slim and all that. You know what I mean? Played by Richard T. Jones. Y'all niggas already know what the fuck this is right here. You know what I mean? Cow jumped over the moon. Nigga violated fucking Jill Scott for no reason. But, right? These two niggas gotta go find this nigga Tay Diggs, because Tay Diggs out here wilding, getting drunk and all that bugging. And again, this nigga, older Slim, is funny as fuck, bro. Even as an older person, his character kind of like stayed true to who he was, because this shit is hilarious, bro. This nigga is funny as fuck, B. Like, the whole time, he gonna have you laughing. So basically, this motherfucker ended up throwing up on all of these niggas and shit like that. They basically reminiscing, because that's what the movie's all about. They reminiscing about, you know, they old times as kids back in the day. You know what I mean? That's what makes the movie so good, because it's a whole reminiscent piece right here. And it ends up being, you know, coming full circle. Like, they end up doing what they need to do. This nigga plays ball overseas and shit like that. Roland, he doing his thing. Mike doing his thing, you know what I mean? Roland get married, he in love, you know what I mean? Now Alicia shows up to the motherfucking wedding, so now Mike finds his first and only true love and all that, right? So now they get back together and all that, and I think Mike was like hinting to go to New York and shit like that with her, right? Because I think Alicia moved to New York for like a good job or some shit like that. But the whole point is, right, everything comes full circle. They all grew up, and it's mad cool that, you know, them three friends stayed tight the way they was, even though they, you know, got their own little endeavors and how far they go. They still always remain friends. They always remain tight and true to each other, you know what I mean? But yeah, man, this shit right here don't do it no justice, B. Y'all niggas gotta go watch the movie. I think it's on Paramount Plus. But If you can, tune into this movie if you saw it, man. If you've seen it already, go rewatch it, nigga. This movie is lit. It's a classic movie, and it shows that everything in the hood don't gotta be negative.